Hello, everybody. Welcome to today's webinar where we're going to be talking about retail point of sale. And we're going to go over our retail point of sale offering. In one of the webinar, we also just went over our offering for NCR Counterpoint, which was for larger businesses with very complex needs and inventory. Today, we're going to be covering our basic inventory system, our basic point of sale system for retail stores. This basic system will service most businesses from a convenience store to a um, convenience store, a bodega, smoke shop, cigar stores, and small retailers. We have some bait and tackle stores. We have a lot of smoke shops that use this system, and we're very friendly to the different products that you sell in the store. And basically, we cover anything from up to 8,000 SKUs, which is 8,000 items in your store, which is really important to understand how point of sale works versus Counterpoint, which will can cover up to 100,000 or more than 100,000 inventory items. So let's get into what do you get? Everybody always wants to know about the price, and the retail price is $12.99, but we'll get into what the every month we have different specials, but let's just talk about what do you get with our system. So you get a merchant facing touchscreen, a customer facing touchscreen, which you're seeing right here. You get your credit card reader, which is a pin pad, can do contactless. People can insert their card. People can do a tap and pay, Apple Pay, Google, WIC, EBT. And if you do a ton of EBT, we have unlimited EBT for a flat price each month. So you can do unlimited EBT if that's something. We also give you a scanner. This scanner, besides scanning barcodes, also scans driver's licenses. So when you're selling alcohol, tobacco, cigarettes, etc., and there's an age requirement, this can keep you out of trouble with the local authorities. And basically, we offer three prices when it comes to the point of sale. We have our 0%, and we're going to get to the cost at the end, but we have 0%. We have the flat rate price, or we do cost plus pricing for businesses that are doing at least six figures a month. And let's just talk about things that come natively in the system and things you can add on. So the basic SaaS for the product is $19.99 a month, which is very inexpensive and affordable. And then if you want to add on, there's a whole bunch of add-ons to add on. So ID license scanning, tobacco scan data, which gives you the data from RJ Reynolds and Altera and gives discounts to your customers, and then you get money back at the end of the month. If you want to integrate your security cameras, that's available. If you need to add modifiers or a remote printer, some businesses have maybe food that people are ordering, but usually, like in a C store that has food, we'll tell them, hey, put one unit by the cash register of the store and then run a second unit over by the food. That way, if they're ordering food, and we've seen all kinds of different food in there, those kind of places, but it works really well for that. Employee time clock, customer tab, so you can save customer information on your system. So you also offer loyalty program, which goes with that. Advanced data, which does advanced inventory data. You can have an e-commerce store. Now, e-commerce store is limited to certain things like the convenience store and more basic businesses. We cannot do e-commerce store currently for smoke shops. You could get one separately, but it's not linked to this system per se. You can have a customer shopping app. You can get a kiosk, a loyalty program. You can add DoorDash and Grubhub. These are really interesting because with DoorDash, you don't need a website. You just get hooked up with DoorDash and people can order from DoorDash and either come pick it up in the store, have it brought out to their car, or get it delivered. So that's a really interesting um, hook up into the point of sale system that can help your convenience store or bodega, or maybe you have a small deli grocery, to get a lot more business and get people that are on the delivery train. And then tobacco is a huge thing. So tobacco stores in the United States do a ton of sales, and people who are regular smokers of RJ Reynolds and Altira, they have apps, they get coupons, so they are looking for lower pricing. And if you are on the tobacco program, it also gets you money back from the manufacturers, but it gives your customers a discount off the price that you're selling, and you're still getting your full money. So it's a really good thing. And there's different tiers to the tobacco program. And so that's really, really good. And if you want to get set up with a tobacco account, we can get you set up with a tobacco scanning. And this is everything that comes with the point of sale system. We can go through this. And if you're watching this webinar and you want to get this PDF sent to you, just contact us and we'll get it over to you. But there's a ton of tools from, that you can use with our system, SMS receipts, and a lot of it is bundled up too. So when you go up here and you're looking in, we have some bundles. So in the bundles, you can get a lot more. You get a lot more features by going up to the 49.95 bundle instead of doing all the add-ons. You can just get all the tools for one price instead of just an add-on. Because if you add on two tools, you're going to be at close to $49 anyway. E-commerce, loyalty. We also offer extended replacement plans. We also offer in-person installation with overview training, with this 4 hours of training and setup. So a lot of businesses have asked us about, oh, how can we get somebody to come into our business and install it? We're not comfortable with installing it. So we can provide that service to you. You need help with your price book, switching from Clover or Square or some other system, we can offer that to you. Sometimes we can get that waived if you're doing enough volume. E-commerce setup package. And then we get into um, this just goes over all the features. There's also online marketing. And then here's some questions that people ask when we're doing the system. So when we're when we're talking to people and we're doing a consultation on the phone and talking with you, how many cashiers do you have? Some people have more than three, so the basic plan gives you three. If you want the advanced plan, it's unlimited users. If you have advertisements you want your customers to see, you can get advertisements on the screen. The Pro and Advanced plans come with features that give you more ways to analyze your costs and your profits and make sure everything is up to, and you're making the money you want to make. You also have some AI that's in there now that helps you decide how much to charge for items in your location. If you sell prepared foods, how does that work? Do you need to keep track of employee hours? You get the time clock. If you're concerned about theft in your store, you can have security camera integration, which overlays your transaction data, which is really a cool feature. So when you're looking at your security cameras, if it's integrated into the point of sale, what actually happens is you can click a button and see what the cashier is actually ringing up and look and see on camera what does the person have. So especially like in a liquor store, the cashier could be charging people for a bottle of cheap vodka, and meanwhile they're getting the Ciroc or something else that's expensive. So you can make sure they're ringing up the right items. If you're concerned about theft in your store, if you have open tabs, which allows you to keep track of basic store credit, maybe you have some good customers that you want to keep an open tab for. Selling online, you want to offer delivery. I don't think enough of our clientele that have convenience stores and bodegas and small stores take advantage of this DoorDash or Grubhub. I would definitely encourage people to take advantage of the especially the DoorDash. You don't need a website for it. So there's no requirement. It links directly to the point of sale system. You can decide which items you want to push on DoorDash and which ones you don't. You can have it available for pickup or delivery. So that makes it, and you don't need a website. So that's a big thing. Selling online without a website. It's really, really, really important. And also a loyalty program, which is great in a smoke shop. It's also great for liquor stores or a bait and tackle shop. These are really great features to have in your business because you want people that are coming back to your business and 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 becoming repeat customers. It costs more money for you to get a new customer than it does for you to have a repeat customer. And when we talk to our customers, one of the next thing we get into is, what do we need from you? So we get your sales tax license, if you have sales tax in your state, tobacco license or liquor license, if you're selling either of those items, and also your EBT. So why is that important? So it's important. So when you're putting in all your inventory, you're putting in all your items, what's taxable, what's non-taxable, like in Florida. Certain things are non-taxable, so you wouldn't add sales tax to them. If it's a nicotine product, you're charging tobacco tax. If you're selling beer, maybe there's a beer tax and there's liquor tax and wine tax. So different states have different rules. And this way you're able to follow those rules. And then if you have all of that configured, at the end of the month, you don't have to manually go in and figure out how much you owe for sales tax, tobacco tax, liquor tax, et cetera, et cetera. Also, what's available to be sold with EBT and WIC. So with EBT and WIC, um, whatever is available to be sold for that, you also mark those items so that when somebody has an item that's not included in EBT or WIC, then that they won't be able to use their card for those items. And so that's really, really important. And these are most of the questions that we get asked all the time about, you know, what does everything come with? You see everything in the picture. You get everything in the picture. Now let's talk about what are the specials. Every month we have different specials. So we have specials for liquor stores. There's a liquor store special every month. So if you have a liquor store, you contact us. We'll tell you what the special offer is for liquor stores. And then for any other business, we have the cash discount. This month it's $199. So for $199, you're getting this $1,300 package for $199 plus the SaaS fee. That's the special this month. The specials change every month. So I'm recording this webinar May the 6th. So let's just know that the specials change. Sometimes they're higher, sometimes they're lower. Now, the POS bundle on flat rate, how does that work? It's $599 for everything you see here, higher than the cash discount price. $599. You can do $299 down and then about 100 and change a month. And for new businesses, we also send you out a switch so it's easier to hook it up. You just need a wire, you just need power and an internet wire, a wire directly that's going directly back to your router in your store. So you don't want to jump it off a bunch of things because that'll degrade the internet and can disrupt the point of sale system from running. So you run a little hub there and you plug in the pin pad and the POS there, and then you plug your internet there and you're all set. That's all you need to get set up. And then we offer the cost plus pricing, which that's based on, what your volume is, average ticket, and then usually the price of the system is $799. And we also, if you do over $50,000 a month, we offer you a up to a $300 rebate. So if you get cash discount, the 0% plan, and you're doing over on that, if you're doing over 25,000 and you have statements to show us for that you're doing over 25,000, you get the whole 199 rebated back to you. You get the 599 and you're doing over $50,000 a month, then we'll rebate back to you $300. And that's how that works. So you can pretty much get this system for next to nothing. Comparing this system to something like Clover, a lot of people request Clover from us. We're like, we don't want to sell Clover. A Clover station runs about $2,000 to $2,500. So, and we have some comparison information on our website and the blog and blogs and about that. So, 2,000 to 2,500, and then you have to pay about $75 a month. And then if you want to add on any kind of features, you're paying for each additional feature. So in the worst case scenario, let's say you're doing you're doing the 199 or the 599, you want to get all the features included in your system, you just go with the 49.95 plan, and then you're getting everything that you need. And then the only add-on that you would really need is if you need the tobacco scan plan. Okay, so that's how that works. And then that's how the whole system works. And this is a really good system. I mean, we've switched people that are using Square, SumUp, people who are using Foursquare, people who are using Toast in a retail environment, and they're not happy with it. They need more. They're tired of paying for all the features. We switch people from Clover. We switch people from a lot of different systems. It's a really easy system. A lot of people are familiar with. It's very easy to use. When you get set up with us, we send you the application. We send you the contract for the equipment. Once you're approved, you get some videos, which is basically training. And you go through those videos and you can start setting up your point of sale system before it even arrives, which is important. You can get your inventory uploaded. You can put your employees in. You can do a whole slew of things that you need to do. When you buy new things in the store, you just can go over, add them to your inventory at the cash register by scanning the barcode. So you can do all of these different things with the point of sale system. It is a super easy point of sale system. It'll even show you in the advanced data. If you do the high plan, it'll show you, what things you have on the shelf that have been there, how long they've been there, and you're able to track all that, which is super, super important. And you're getting this system. There's tons of other systems out there, but most of them are a lot more expensive than this system. And like I said, we're really friendly to all the different items people are selling in convenience stores, bodegas, smoke shops, and other type of stores. Like I said, we cover everything: bait and tackle stores, nutrition stores, anybody who has up to 8,000. This is not a good system. If you have a clothing or a shoe store, we're not going to be able to handle that kind of load. People always ask me why not, and I'm like, well, it's a whole different business. You could have one shirt and then it comes in, comes in, 8 different sizes, and then it comes in 10 different colors. And when you add all that up, one shirt, 8 sizes, 10 colors, that's 18 items. And you can easily have 10,000, 20,000 items. We do have a larger system when you step up from this, and that also starts at usually 6.99 on the for the 0% plan. And then I believe it's 9.99. But like I said, these prices change on a monthly basis. We always have specials. You want to get a copy of our PDF, um, fill out the contact form on the website. We'll send you the PDF. You can set up a meeting, hit book a strategy session. It's completely free, and we will go over the whole program with you. So I hope everybody enjoyed the webinar today, and I think I've answered most of the questions that people have typed in and questions that have been asked before by many other people. So thank you for watching today's NPS 1 webinar about our NPS POS bundle, point of sale for retail businesses. And if you need something bigger than this, then take a look at our NCR Counterpoint webinar. So thank you for joining us today on our webinar, and I hope everybody has a great day.